Welcome back to Hidden US Coins. Today, I am about to reveal something that will shake the very... Welcome back to Hidden US Coins. Today, I am about to reveal something that will shake the very foundation of what you thought you knew about American coins. Imagine holding in your hand not just a small piece of silver but a doorway to fortune, a treasure so powerful that it can change your life overnight. These are not ordinary coins. These are ultra-rare, breathtaking Mercury dimes, tiny, shining witnesses of history that today stand at the very peak of the auction market, shocking collectors and investors with values so high they feel unreal. But listen carefully, this is not a fairy tale. This is reality. These coins exist. They are out there in the hands of a few lucky collectors, and the price they command in today's market will send chills through your spine. What I am about to show you are the top 4 most valuable Mercury dimes in the world right now. Stay with me because every single coin I'm about to reveal is more exciting, more shocking, and more powerful than the last. And when you hear the true value, you will understand why people call these coins pocket treasures, little circles of silver that can turn ordinary people into legends. Let's begin with the first masterpiece. Coin number 1. The year is 1934. America was still finding its way out of the shadows of the Great Depression. Banks were collapsing, jobs were vanishing, and yet, amidst the struggles, the United States Mint in Denver struck one of the most elegant and powerful coins of the era, the 1934 with D Mercury dime. This dime is not just money, it is history you can touch. Designed by Adolph A. Weinman, the Mercury dime is often considered one of the most beautiful coins America has ever produced. On the obverse, you see the stunning portrait of liberty, wearing a winged cap symbolizing freedom of thought, the soaring ideas of a nation rebuilding itself. On the reverse, a fasces bound with olive branches stands strong, a symbol of both unity and peace. Every single detail carved into this coin whispers the resilience of a nation that refused to give up. Now, the 1934 with D is a true standout. Struck at the Denver Mint, it came out in relatively limited numbers compared to other years. Over time, most were lost in circulation, worn down by everyday use. But the few that survived in exceptional quality, especially those preserved with their sharp details and natural layers, have now become legends in the numismatic world. What makes this particular example breathtaking is its very fine condition. Imagine the gray layers of age covering the coin like a protective armor, yet underneath, the beauty and sharpness of its design remain intact. Collectors go crazy for this kind of originality. This isn't just a coin, it's a survivor, a soldier that carried the marks of time but still stands proud after nearly a century. And here's where the rarity hits you like lightning. Among all the Mercury dimes ever struck, finding a 1934 with D in this kind of preserved state is close to impossible. Collectors across the globe are hunting for them, and auction houses know this. The bidding wars that erupt when one of these appears are nothing short of electrifying. The demand skyrockets higher and higher because every serious collector knows without the year 1934 with D, their Mercury dime set will always remain incomplete. Now, let's talk about what you really want to know, its present-day value. And let me be absolutely clear, this is not a guess, not an exaggeration. This is the current, up-to-date market reality. Right now, a 1934 with D Mercury dime in very fine condition, like the one I'm describing, holds a jaw-dropping value of $155,000. Yes, you heard me right, $155,000 for a single dime. That is not less than a hidden treasure. That is not less than a fortune disguised in silver. Owning this coin is like owning a key to a vault of history and wealth combined. And the most shocking part? The value is still climbing. Every year, every auction, the price creeps higher and higher. Collectors know its potential. Investors are watching it like hawks. This is the kind of coin that can make you rich overnight, the kind of coin that makes you say, I am holding a treasure in the palm of my hand. This is not fiction. This is truth. For collectors, the tip is clear. If you ever come across a 1934 with D Mercury dime, even in lower condition, do not let it slip away. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Preserve it. Protect it. Because one day, the world will look back and realize this coin was destined to become one of the greatest treasures of American numismatics. In conclusion, the 1934 with D Mercury dime is not just a rare coin. It is a powerful artifact, a silent witness of American resilience, and today a fortune in itself. With every passing year, its value grows, and those who hold it hold not only wealth but a piece of eternity. And remember, right here on Hidden US Coins, you will always get faithful, trustful, and newly updated knowledge about the rarest treasures in American history. Next coin, number 2. The year is 1941. The world was standing on the edge of chaos. World War II was spreading across continents, and every nation was preparing for its destiny. In the United States, while factories roared with production, while soldiers prepared to defend freedom, the U.S. Mint quietly struck one of the most iconic treasures of the Mercury dime series without even leaving a mint mark. At first glance, this coin looks like just another Mercury dime, but don't be fooled. Its story is bigger, deeper, and far more powerful. On the obverse, Lady Liberty shines with her famous winged cap, symbolizing the very essence of free thought and freedom of spirit. She carries not just the beauty of design, but the spirit of America during its most challenging years. Flip the coin, and you see the fasces bound with olive branches, a striking symbol of strength and unity in the face of darkness. Every detail, every line, every curve carved into this coin carries with it the soul of a nation that was about to fight for its survival. Now, why is this particular 1941 Mercury dime without mint mark so extraordinary? First, it was struck in Philadelphia, the nation's first and oldest mint, known for coins without a mint mark. Millions were made, yes, but here is the secret. Nearly all of them were spent, circulated, and worn down through the years of war. Soldiers, farmers, and factory workers used these very coins in their daily lives. Most were lost to time, melted down, or simply ground into nothing by circulation. But the one we are talking about today is different. This example has survived in uncirculated condition untouched by the hands of time, preserved in stunning sharpness, as though it just rolled off the press yesterday. You can see every feather on Liberty's cap, every leaf in the olive branch, every single detail standing tall with brilliance. The gray waves on the surface, natural tones of silver that age has blessed it with, make this coin not only rare but breathtakingly beautiful. Collectors crave this combination of original patina and uncirculated sharpness, a miracle of survival. And here lies its true power, rarity. While circulated examples of the 1941 dime are easy to find, an uncirculated survivor like this is a completely different story. It is not just rare, it is nearly unattainable. The demand for this coin in the auction market is fierce. Collectors know the truth. Without an example like this in their collection, their Mercury dime set will never shine to its fullest potential. So what about its value? Let me reveal the truth that will shock you. Today, a 1941 Mercury dime without mint mark, in uncirculated condition, holds an absolutely staggering market value of $145,000. Yes, $145,000 for a single dime. And let me be absolutely clear, this is the current, up-to-date market reality. This isn't fiction, this isn't a dream, this is the kind of fortune that exists in the palm of your hand. Owning this coin is like owning a vault of wealth and history combined into one silver circle. And here's the part that makes collectors and investors restless. Its price is climbing. Day by day, year by year, the value of coins like this only increases. This isn't just a purchase, it's an investment, a hidden treasure that will continue to grow as time moves forward. Imagine holding this in your pocket. You're not just holding money, you're holding a big treasure, a symbol of American strength, and a financial fortune that could change your destiny. For collectors, here is the tip. Do not ignore Philadelphia Mercury dimes. Many underestimate them because they lack a mint mark, but that's the trap. When preserved in uncirculated condition, they become rarities that stun the auction world. If you ever encounter a 1941 Mercury dime in untouched brilliance, don't hesitate. That is the kind of coin you guard, protect, and pass down like a family treasure. In conclusion, the 1941 Mercury dime without mint mark is not just a coin. It is a story of America before the storm of war, a work of art struck in silver, and today, a treasure chest of value. With its uncirculated sharpness and historical power, this dime has crossed the line from ordinary money to extraordinary fortune. Its value will not stand still, it will continue to rise, making it one of the most electrifying treasures in numismatics today. And right here on Hidden US Coins, we bring you these faithful, trustful, and daily updates so you are always the first to know about the treasures hiding in plain sight. Next coin, number 3. The year is 1944. The entire world was engulfed in war. Soldiers were storming beaches, factories were working day and night, and every citizen of the United States was contributing to the fight for freedom. Yet, in the middle of this global struggle, the United States, Mint in Denver struck a coin so striking, so rare, that today it has become one of the greatest treasures in American numismatics, the 1944 D Mercury dime. At first sight, it looks like a small piece of silver, but when you really see it, it is alive with history. On the front, Lady Liberty stands tall with her iconic winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought and the strength of ideas, a perfect symbol for a nation fighting tyranny. On the back, the fasces bound with olive branches tells a story of unity, strength, and peace, all in one breathtaking design. Every single detail was carved by the legendary Adolph A. Weinman, who gave us not just a coin, but a masterpiece of art. Now, here is where this dime becomes unforgettable. The 1944 with D Mercury dime is already desirable because it was minted during one of the most significant years in world history. But this particular example carries something even rarer. Its clear condition with black dots, a natural marking from time that makes it utterly unique. Collectors call these kinds of marks character, and rather than weakening the coin, they make it stand apart, giving it a fingerprint of individuality that no other dime possesses. This coin is not just rare, it is one of a kind. Think about it. Millions of Mercury dimes were struck in 1944. But how many survived without being worn down in the chaos of war? Very few. And how many survived in clear condition, with the unique natural spots that collectors now consider part of its charm and beauty? Almost none. That is why this particular 1944 D dime has risen to become a centerpiece in the world of rare coin collecting. The demand for this coin is astonishing. Collectors around this globe chase after Denver Mint Mercury dimes, but when one appears in this condition, with its original luster and distinctive marks, the bidding wars explode. The competition becomes fierce, and the coin's value skyrockets to heights no one could have imagined a few decades ago. And here it is, the truth you have been waiting for. Today, in the current market, a 1944 Mercury dime with D Mint mark, in clear condition, carrying its natural black dots, is valued at a jaw-dropping $140,800. Yes, that's not a dream, that's reality. A single dime, smaller than the tip of your finger, commanding nearly $150,000 in today's auction market. That is not less than a hidden fortune. That is not less than striking gold in silver form. And the most thrilling part? Its value is not standing still. Day by day, auction by auction, the price inches upward. The demand continues to grow, and serious collectors know the truth. This coin is destined to become even more valuable as time passes. If you hold it, you hold a treasure that is not just part of American history, it's part of your financial destiny. This is not fiction. This is the faithful truth of today's numismatic world. Collectors, here's your tip. Never overlook condition. A common date coin in poor quality may not turn heads, but a 1944 with D Mercury dime preserved in clear brilliance with its unique black dot character will electrify the market. Protect it. Treasure it. Because coins like this are not just investments, they are legacies. In conclusion, the year 1944 with D Mercury dime is more than silver, more than history. It is a treasure chest compressed into a single coin. It carries with it the spirit of wartime America, the artistry of Weinman, and the proof that sometimes the smallest objects can hold the biggest fortunes. With its soaring value and undeniable rarity, it stands as one of the crown jewels of the Mercury dime series. And here on Hidden U.S. Coins, I promise you every story I tell, every update I share, is faithful, truthful, and freshly delivered, so you are always ahead in discovering the treasures of America's coinage. Next coin, number 4. The year is 1927. The Roaring Twenties were in full swing. America was booming with jazz, innovation, and prosperity, unaware that the Great Depression was only a few years away. And while the cities glowed with light and excitement, at the San Francisco Mint far on the western edge of the nation, something extraordinary was being struck. The 1927 with S Mercury dime. This coin is more than money. It is a survivor of one of the most remarkable chapters of American history. Designed by Adolf A. Weinman, the Mercury dime has always been celebrated as one of the most beautiful American coins ever made. On the obverse, Liberty wears her winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, a reminder that ideas are what make a nation strong. On the reverse, the fasces wrapped with olive branches reminds us that true power is found not only in strength, but also in peace. Now, the 1927 with S is one of the most mysterious and powerful members of this legendary series. While other mints struck millions of dimes in the late 1920s, San Francisco produced far fewer. The mintages were smaller, and many of those dimes quickly disappeared into circulation, spending their lives in the pockets of ordinary Americans during those wild, roaring years. Over time, most were lost, worn away until the details vanished forever. But a very rare few, like the one we are speaking of today, have survived. And not just survived, they've endured in very fine condition, carrying their natural brown shade like a cloak of history. These subtle tones make the coin feel alive, as though the silver itself has absorbed the soul of the past century. Collectors adore this look because it proves the coin's originality, its untouched journey through time. And here's where the rarity becomes electrifying. Finding a 1927 with S Mercury dime in very fine condition is nearly impossible today. This is not the kind of coin you stumble upon in change or in a random box of coins. It is the kind of treasure that collectors dream about, the kind of rarity that makes auctions erupt with excitement. Every time one of these appears, the demand surges, because without the 1927 with S, no Mercury dime collection can ever truly be complete. Now, let me tell you something that will stop you in your tracks. The current market value of a 1927 with S Mercury dime in very fine condition is a staggering $185,000. Yes, $185,000 for a single dime. That is no less than holding a hidden treasure in your hand. This is not a fantasy, not a story. It is today's reality in the auction world. And here's the truth you need to understand. The value of this coin is not frozen in time. It is rising steadily and powerfully. Each year, collectors bid higher. Each auction pushes the boundaries further. The 1927 with S is not just rare, it is destined to climb even higher in value as time moves forward. Owning one is like holding a vault of wealth, a piece of history, and a fortune all compressed into a circle of silver. Collectors, here's my tip. If you ever encounter a 1927 S Mercury dime, no matter what, do not let it slip away. Even if it's worn, even if it looks ordinary, guard it, protect it, because this date and mint mark are in such high demand that the market will always chase it. But if you're lucky enough to see one in very fine condition, with that beautiful natural shade, you are staring directly at a fortune. In conclusion, the 1927 with S Mercury dime is more than just a coin. It is the soul of the Roaring Twenties preserved in silver. It is a treasure chest of value, a symbol of American artistry, and one of the greatest rarities in numismatic history. With its current value soaring past $185,000 and rising, this coin is not less than a miracle, not less than a hidden treasure waiting to make its next owner wealthy beyond belief. And remember, only here, on Hidden US Coins, do you get faithful, trustful, and daily fresh updates on these incredible stories. We don't just talk about coins, we reveal treasures that can change lives. So there you have it. The top 4 ultra-rare and most valuable Mercury dimes in today's auction market. From 1934 with D Survivor, to the breathtaking 1941 without mint mark, to the unforgettable 1944 with D, and finally the legendary 1927 with S. Each of these coins proves that sometimes the smallest objects carry the biggest treasures. If you enjoyed this journey into history, rarity, and treasure, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to Hidden US Coins, and turn on the notification bell because every day, I bring you fresh and faithful updates on America's rarest coins and hidden treasures. And trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming next.